All right, so we're gonna run this right now. You ready to do this, Ken?
Am I muted? Are you muted?
Oh, you
I
are
can't hear
on,
you.
and we are live right now.
I can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, you can't hear me at all? I
Oh, I
got
can hear you now.
There you go. All right, so this is the first time you and I have done this. We're going live right now. We're gonna have all this fun little talk that we're gonna do here, and we're just gonna talk the music scene. So, as it says at the bottom, Sunday morning music scene coffee talk. I'm Evan J. Thomas with Tag Publicity, and this is Ken Glover, Joint Works Entertainment. What's up, my man?
Good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of go through some stuff. I'm sharing our Facebook pages right now and going in different pages here and there, and we're just gonna kind of discuss what we're doing, and people can actually jump on and actually join us. And if they feel like asking questions, they can do so. So make sure you click that restream live link right there, and then we can kind of bring you on. So, Kenton, how's your morning going? What's going on with you, my man?
It's going great, man. It's going great. It's been a fun weekend so far. Went to a South Carolina Pelicans game last night. Got a little bit of rain, but it was beautiful. It was hot, so it was really cool. The playoff hockey is always fun.
Oh yeah,
Lightning. Yeah, everything's been cool, man. How are you doing?
crazy busy traveling, shows, working with a lot of bands right now. And as we were saying, that's kind of what you and I do. We work with bands in the music industry, all aspects, basically from booking to everything else. So, like I said, I'm going to put in our little chat down here on our social media that anybody can join in if they want to be on air with us. And we can just kind of answer questions or just shoot the shit or just talk about new music and kind of go from there. Cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love
What
to
do you
hear
have coming up this week? So I know you got a lot going on. I want to hear what you do with Joint Works Entertainment. People want to know. I mean, we get questions all the time, why we're here, what we do. A lot of people ask me what I do as a publicist, so it's kind of interesting to get that. But let's get you on what you do currently.
So, same side. I mean, one of the few things I haven't done in music is be the publicist part. I'm not used to doing the whole like hitting up different companies for promotions for music and all of that. That's all really new to me. So that's how I hooked up with you, and I can't wait to hear more about how you go about that. More what I've been doing over the past 11 years is working with local music. Local meaning bands that aren't at a national level, bands that aren't going and selling, 500, 600, 700, 1,000 people per show.
Correct.
Helping those people grow, teach them how to move forward and progress into being more of a business as opposed to just a band. So I started in booking. I was in Florida and Largo, supporting local bands through local venues, places that didn't really have business that needed to pick up business. And it went from, Friday, Saturday shows to sometimes 5 shows a weekend at different venues throughout the Bay Area. These days, I'm a record label owner. I'm about 6 months into Joint Works Entertainment. We are partnered with Symphonic Distribution in basically all of your musical release needs, minus publicity. So we're currently working with a band called Aster from Kansas City. They're a new metal band. They've got a lot of really cool things going. They're going to be releasing an album by the end of the year. It'll be my first album release with Joint Works Entertainment.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited. We're really excited too. They have released some music before, and I have a question for you in part of this.
Yes.
I certainly have questions of my own. I hope everybody does as well. In working with Aster, they've released a lot of music. The music is really, really good. I think that it's radio worthy. It's one of those ones that people are going to be really excited to hear and follow because of the direction, because of the kind of music that they make. So one of the things that we're doing is re-releasing one of their songs. So it's a great song. It's got a really cool music video, and some of you guys have probably seen me share it before. But when they released it, it didn't do what they wanted it to do. It didn't meet the people that they wanted it to meet.
Okay.
So in taking it down, I know that we can promote it and get it out better than it was initially. But what you do is a lot of how that's going to happen. So can you explain to me how you re-release a song and be successful in that?
So great that you actually started with this. This actually is not an interview. It's just you and I talking together.
Right. I mean, I want to know for sure, bro. Like I said, I'm going to be doing it soon.
Yeah, we've been working together for a few months now, ever since I kind of jumped back with T.A.G Publicity, kind of running everything. And this is a great question because I get this actually all the time. Will release a song, it'll be out for a few weeks, and they're like, "Well, we can't re-release it again because the shelf life is done." Bullshit. Straight bullshit. You could actually release a song anytime you want to outside of what you've already done. So what I've noticed, and a lot of bands do this because this is where the landscape is. They just release it to social media. They release it to YouTube, Spotify, da 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 da, and then they just post on their socials and they hope friends and groups share it, da da da.
Right.
What I do is I put it out there to the media itself. So I'm the middleman between you and the media. So that's where bands kind of get this all kind of mixed up on what a publicist does. I work the whole media aspect of it, getting your music out to that. So if you haven't done that yet, if you haven't put your music out to the masses of media, you're just doing your social media, you're kind of doing it not fully as you should. I'm not
Right.
going to
It's
say
not going to
wrong
influence my
because it's
message.
not wrong to do it what you're doing. It's just there's other ways to do it to kind of push things out there in a better way.
Right.
So you want to maximize your music list, people to listen to it. The bands that I work with, they're maximizing their potential with the music by doing it. So you're coughing, I'm drinking coffee. So
Yeah, that's probably why I'm coughing, man. I already had my coffee. A little bit jittery, to be honest.
this is cup one today. So that's the
So,
thing. I've worked with several bands recently that actually did that, where they release a song, and actually I'm going to be working with another band and another band, where they release a song like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and then I will help put it out. They want to see how it tracks first. They want to see what kind of traction they get. If it's not to the par that they want it at, then that's kind of where I come in and then I push it out. So that kind of helps get, the music media, those people that write blogs, that do YouTube, reaction shows, that are radio people. All of these people will then kind of get the song, whether they like it or not. Many people will post it. Most will not, just because that's just how things go. I get hundreds of emails on a weekly basis through all my stuff, and it depends on what I want to put out for everything. I'm not going to put out every song that I get an email for, just
right,
because maybe it doesn't fit what I want to put out there. So I totally understand, why Blabbermouth does what they do, what Loudwire does what they do, what other smaller music magazines do what they do. It's like, where do you want to get your traction from? Do you want to get it from smaller bands putting out new music, which is what I want to do? But then again, I get the bigger bands that push out new music, and then that shit goes viral. Say Sleep Token has been killing it just on anything they release.
yeah, I
Whether
keep
it's
hearing about
hate
that
it
new
or
song over and over.
people are either going to hate it or love it, and that's basically what you want. You want people to talk. So to
Right,
get this out in the media, that's kind of where things kind of progress for your band, whether it's good or bad. Obviously, the good, you're going to get more ears and eyes on it. And then that way, you can kind of move forward. It's marketing. It's marketing for yourself as a publicist. Instead of putting in, $500 to social media, utilize a publicist that knows what they're doing and actually can utilize the media in that aspect as well.
right. So that's a great subject that you touch on. A lot of my promotions in the past have been through social media. I mean, just legit. This is the way that you reach the most people in the less amount of effort. So over the past 11 years, social media has been really big for me. I mean, all of them, all the
Sure.
platforms.
Sure it is.
There are really good ways to go about, using and utilizing the social media, boosted posts, or a way to put money into promotions in social media that are actually good and productive. But there are bad ways about going about that as well.
All right. Tell me
Um,
what's worked for you and what's not worked for you.
so I really, really like target marketing. As I've grown over the years, I've gotten more and more blanketed throughout the country and even some places throughout the world with bands that I've worked with outside of America. Um, I realized that when bands all want to tour, they all want to play shows, they all have places they want to go. And when you pound those places, when you promote heavily targeting a market in particular, like let's say Kansas City, for example, you get all those people to show out harder. Like I said, you put $5 a day into a Facebook post and you target Kansas City for something in particular that has to do with Kansas City, you get more local reactions for something like that. But on the other side of it, my favorite part of promotion is going out and seeing people. I love to pass out flyers. I love going to shows and talking to people about why they're there, why I'm there, what I do, what they do. I think that word of mouth is still the best way to do what it is that we do, talking to people and reaching out.
As they say, guerrilla marketing is still the best way to market. If you are not at shows promoting your band, now I'm going to do this back in my day bullshit right now. So back in the 90s, early 2000s, whenever I would go to a show in Chicago, whether it was a Metro or the Riviera or the Vic or whatever it was, when you would walk out of that rock and metal show, there was always bands, members of bands handing out tapes, handing out CDs, handing out flyers for the next shows. You took those in. You actually would listen to it. Some of the biggest bands out there now actually were out there outside of shows. Disturbed was out there handing out their original tape, their 2-song demo tape back in the late 90s. The band Soil did the same thing. They're all from Chicago, so I got to meet all these guys before they even did anything. And that's guerrilla marketing. And that obviously that was before social media. People are getting lazy with social media being their only outlet. If you're at a show and you know you're going to be at it, have a show coming up, make some flyers, hand them out to people that are there. That makes sense to you. I have stickers for my radio station that when I go out to a show, I'm handing them out. Hand them out. Hand stuff out. Give free shit to people because that's how you market yourself. So do it. Invest in your band. Do things a fun way. Word of mouth. Again, if you're going to hand something to somebody and say, hey, listen to my band, I think they're going to listen to it more than if somebody scrolls through and they just see a picture of something and then that's it.
Right. So, it's personalized. You're wearing your own band shirt. Hey, I'm Ken. I'm the guitar player. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guitar player for this band. Check it out, bro. Here's a sticker. Here's a song. I hope you guys like it. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Exactly. I mean, if you're not making a contact at every point, then you're missing a lot of contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go to a lot of concerts. I'm not a musician, but I'm always promoting music. I'm always talking about music. I'm always talking about bands and shows coming up.
And it's funny, I'm in the same boat you are. I'm not a musician either. I didn't even really try when I was younger. I played bass for like 3 months in a band and knew I was a better photographer than I was a bass player. So that's what I went for. So I want to say, anybody that's watching right now, I really appreciate it. We have a few people on live. And if you want to, you can actually join us. There is a link there for Restream. Jump on there. We could actually bring you on if you have a question for Ken or I. And we want to we're just talking music right now. We're just talking the music business, kind of what we do. And Ken and I have discussed going further with this and doing this more often. So obviously when we both have time, it always makes sense. But as I was getting to before, the guerrilla marketing to me still is probably the best way to do it. You'll get your most bang for your buck. So if you're already at a freaking concert, bring stuff with you to hand out.
Definitely.
If you want to hand it out to a hot chick, whatever. If you want to hand it to a dude that's wearing a Metallica shirt, do it. Hand it to somebody, put it in their hands. They most likely will listen to it. Go ahead. I know you were about to say something. Sorry.
So back when I started in music, I don't know, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, like before I actually started working, and I was just hanging out in the studio, meeting friends and, listening to them track and all that. I was on the Strange Music Street team in Tampa, St. Petersburg. Okay. So that's Tech Nine's record label. That's his whole shit over there. And basically we were a team of like 7 people. We'd get a big pack every month for a different artist that was promoting. And we'd go out through like downtown Ybor, like Wesley Chapel, to the major areas where a lot of people would flow. And we'd stick these big posters up on the electric poles, and we talk to local businesses about sticking these beautiful flyers on their windows so that every business you walk past, you've seen this flyer in the window. Mm-hmm. Guerrilla marketing, it doesn't mean going out and beating people up. It means going out and making yourself seen. Like, get seen by as many people as you can with the least amount of effort. You can just go staple flyers, 6 foot up a pole. Go do it. You know what I mean? What's it going to cost you? $1 to print out a flyer?
Exactly.
Or a poster or whatever?
You could get probably, if you just go to, some places, make copies of it.
Right.
you
Go
know,
to
you're
your local
thinking,
library.
yeah, it's crazy. So I'm hoping we get a few people jump on here, but I don't know if we'll even get any questions or anybody wanting to join us. Maybe in future episodes that we do with here, maybe we can get that. But yes, like I said, I think guerrilla marketing, besides what you and I both do, social media wise, because you and I are sharing stuff left and right.
For sure.
What I also see too is even though people follow both of us and know what we do, we don't get a lot of likes or shares off of what we do.
Right.
I do not care about likes or shares. Other people do. For me, it's just getting it out there to the people. It's basically like you said, putting a flyer on a post. If I'm walking by and I see it and I'm like, oh, okay, I want to, take a picture of it if I feel like going, or I just scroll past. That's usually what
Right.
most people do. So it's
And
like,
don't be defeated by not getting likes and comments on positive posts, because in the world that we live in, negative is what attracts attention. When I
correct.
post some crazy stuff about, having a sound guy want to drag me out of a venue, it gets a lot of traction. There's a lot of people that want to talk about that and hear about what happened. But people aren't like, hey man, tell me about your new album. I'm excited about that concert you're doing. Can you tell me more about that? So
Yeah.
don't get discouraged when people aren't like patting you on the back for doing good. They're always out there watching. It just seems like more so when it's negative.
And like I do, whenever you're in a music group on social media and you're scrolling through, it's always this band sucks and this song sucks and this sucks and this album sucks and the show sucks and everything sucks. But when you throw a positive thing up there, you don't get anything.
Right.
So
I mean, with the band Aster, I tell people all the time they suck. I mean, they'll tell you they suck. It makes people want to listen more. They're like, really? How bad are they?
yeah, and make fun of yourself. Have an entertainment value to what you do as well on social media rather than just doing every little thing. One thing I'm noticing from bands, if you're going to utilize social media well, do some live stuff. Do live stuff like there's a band out there that I'm really good friends with, Miles um, Claiborne, and he is killing it with all of his little like playthroughs of songs that he's doing.
Right.
It's like 5 minutes. You know what? You could join somebody on live for 5 minutes and just kinda check out what they're doing. I mean, you're already looking at stupid ass little videos all over TikTok and YouTube and whatever anyway. Watch something that actually makes sense and helps people too. So,
Right. Right.
do all that.
I mean, I just seen a guy playing a 7-string drop D with a violin bow. I'm like, wow, I sent that to probably 15 different people.
Exactly, and you
There's
probably
something
shared
different.
it too because it's entertaining to you and it makes sense for what you're doing.
Right. Yeah,
So,
try something different for sure, man.
I love
And
this.
if anybody has questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram, Jointworks Entertainment, on Facebook, Ken Glover or Jointworks Entertainment. I'd love to answer your questions. Always, this is what I do full time. I'm always here. So hit me up.
Yeah, because Ken and I basically do virtually, well, not virtually the same thing, but almost the same thing in different ways. So,
Yeah, we certainly meet in the middle with
yeah,
direction, and I love that about you, man. You've got so much knowledge and things that I really don't have tons of knowledge in.
and vice versa. So that, this is why this little relationship works. Relationships work in music. You don't have
Right.
to be a prick to everybody to, move forward with the music industry.
And it's okay not knowing everything.
Speaking of pricks, you and I obviously know a lot of people in the music industry that are shitbags. You
Yeah,
can swear on this. That's one thing that I see is failing the music industry is, you know, there's so many people that are just about themselves and don't care about anybody else. It's all about the next big thing, the next big show. And even those that have had success in the past are still trying to live off, past success. They're kind of screwing it up for other people too. So you and I have
I
dealt
mean,
with a lot of social media shit lately with people like that. So we told kind of, I'm not going to bring up any other thing other
no,
than
no
that.
specific names, but
No.
a big perk to what you and I have as not being musicians, as not being a part of whatever drama is happening in the music scene itself, is we actually care. So we're here trying to help and do the
Help,
right thing. Whereas Death
help.
Row Records and Sony is going to take your fucking life. You know what I mean? So being here and being able to help and be productive and not having to play guitar to do it is fucking fine for me, man. I enjoy my role.
It's funny you say that because you and I, like you said, we both said we're both not musicians. I've actually been told in the past from people, this is just, those types where it's like, oh, well, you're not a musician. How do you know anything about the music industry? wait, what? And then I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, are you a fan of so and so team in sports? Well, you can't be a fan because you don't play. And he's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, exactly. Think about what you just fucking said to me because
Right.
it's sorry if I'm swearing too much.
No, I mean,
Anyway,
so
I see we keep losing people and gaining people. So maybe it's because of, my mouth. It is
I
what
mean,
it
we started like you said. You played bass for a while. It was an effort that you made. I took guitar class. My dad was a drummer. I grew up basically with a younger sibling that was really close in age. That was basically like the opposite. Whatever I liked, he liked the opposite. When I liked what he liked the opposite. So there was a lot of musical construct in my growing up. Like I suck at guitar. Straight up, my fingers are like, "Eh," and they won't do it.
exactly.
I beat on everything like I can play drums, but I've never done it before. Like just because I didn't choose to go that direction doesn't mean that there wasn't something here that brought me here. Like
Yeah.
I was a canvasser for 11 years through 7 states across the country. I trained canvassers to do marketing, to talk to people. That's how I got here. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to be doing what I love. I don't want to fucking set appointments for solar energy audits. I'd rather be talking to people about fucking music and doing shows and making music videos and being cool guys because this is fucking fun. That wasn't that fun.
Exactly. And before I was doing this, I was in sports talk radio as a media producer. So I did all that. I did like my job, but the thing was I didn't get paid anything really. And there was no progression in what I was doing. So I was stuck. I was pigeonholed into what I was doing, and that was it. Ooh, that was a nice plane that flew over. But I was gonna say too, ooh, look, squirrel, piece of candy. You're talking about guitar. I actually have an acoustic guitar still in my apartment in Cincinnati, and I don't think I've picked it up in the last 6 months other than to move it. So, I kind of need to get back on that to at least try. Let's kind of move into a little more about kind of like what I do with tag publicity.
Sure.
So, not only do I release music to, the media. So we Tag Publicity has over currently right now over 2,400 media contacts. I put together press releases, I spiff it up, do all the graphics and everything. We put the song in there, we put the music video if there is one, and then we do a campaign where it releases on a specific day. There's another thing with this specific day thing. Apparently, the industry standard, which I hate to hear that, is Friday mornings because of apparent algorithms on other crap. For me, it's like, why can't it be released on a Monday afternoon or a Wednesday morning or something like that? So I'm stepping out of all this stuff and kind of doing it kind of my way and kind of making sure that the bands are on board with me as well. So not only do I do the press releases, I work with tours, setting up media and interviews with them. I'm doing obviously all the social media stuff for these bands, and then just trying to get as much push as we can with all these new songs. And there's so many freaking bands out there that are releasing new music that don't know where to start. We have 2 people right here that know exactly what the hell we are doing, so it kinda helps out.
And love to do it. I mean, so who have you worked with recently that people would know about? I know of a couple of people that I've been really excited that you've done releases for, but let them know. I think that they'd be excited to hear what you do and how that went.
Well, let's go with bands that people don't know of rather than bands that people know of. How about that? Alright,
I mean, I like that.
I like this idea a little better. I mean, everybody knows the band Fozzy. There you go, there's one. They just released a song. Raven Black is an awesome one that just released a new song called Burn. They have a new album coming out in September called Black Sonata. Amazing music. I gotta say hello to Brenda, who's actually commenting right now. So
Hey,
appreciate you.
Brenda.
And if you wanna, comment anything or if you have a question for us, feel free. So there's one, Raven Black. Amazing band, awesome song. Just the other day, Of the Fallen out of Texas released a brand new song called Counterfeit Skin. Amazing freaking band. Deathcore band, fantastic. Make sure you check them out. Tomorrow, I'm releasing a song for the band Them Damn Kings. If you want to see a reincarnation of freaking Motorhead and Lemmy, this is a song for you. So check these guys out. freaking banging, amazing. Another band that probably you might not have ever heard of, but I've been working with since January, Gilsaw. He is out of California. He's put out an EP called Fog Watch. Shocking, I'm remembering all this shit. I have nothing written down, so I'm just kind of going with it. He did a cover recently, like 2 weeks ago, of Marilyn Manson's "Beautiful People." Incredible version that he did, and that can be found all over social media as well. You know, the YouTube, we put it out to press. It got awesome like coverage. So these are just bands you don't know of releasing music that you should check out.
Right.
So instead of like the bigger bands, and I don't really work with a lot of bigger bands. Like I said, I have Fozzy right now that I'm working with. Lords of Acid is another one, and Gemini Syndrome. They're freaking amazing, and they're putting out new music every month. So fantastic bands, dude. It's like
Yeah, I mean, I myself, as I said before, I work with more localized, more non-national artists, but your our jobs basically entail trying to push these non-nationals to a national level. That's the whole point of what it is that we do. So I loosely want to do both. You know what I mean? Like without the national bands, the local bands are going to have harder time getting attention.
correct.
So trying to find the big Gilsaws or the Lords of Acids and the Fozzies out there that do work with bands that are coming up and trying to help them progress says a lot in both directions. Because I know that actually both bands, Lords of Acid and Fozzy, do those things. They help
Yes,
push localized artists up
correct.
to their attention. So I love that. I definitely want to give the credit where it's due, but certainly to local music first, because all of these people came from a local situation. The Taylor Swifts and the Kanye West, they all started as the people that we work with, as the Nunrelas and the Astors and the Gilsaws that are out there.
Yep.
Of the Fallen, what a great band.
Dude, and I think you actually referred them to me, which is amazing. So I appreciate that. These
They're
kids,
great, man.
these dudes, I'll call them kids, but they're dudes. They're dudes. They're fucking amazing.
They're
I mean,
good, for sure.
anybody younger than me is a kid, so I'm 50, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, these guys, amazing song. Like I said, it's Counterfeit Skin. Can be found all over social media. It's YouTube video. Amazing. When I heard it, I was like, holy shit, dude. When I talked to Wayne, I was like, man, you got a fucking killer banger right here. So I'm kind of glad that they reached out to me and we made this happen. And hopefully, and these are relationships that you also want to build too. I'm not a one-off guy. I mean, if a band doesn't want to work with me after one song, I get it. Totally cool. It's business. But what I try to do is I establish relationships with people, and hopefully those relationships kind of move forward.
Right. I mean, you do good work. You're a good person. People want you to come back.
And I'm very passionate about what I do. So, and that was the other thing. Okay, you and I haven't touched on this yet. There's a lot of people in the industry that do bare minimum to do what they do. You and I are not the bare minimum type. So I kind of fails many bands for those type of people that are out there that do the bare minimum just to get by to make a buck. Nope. That's not the things that we do. I mean, yes, we get paid for what we do, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm still gonna push and push. I mean, I'm still pushing songs that came out 3 months ago.
Right.
I'm not getting paid the extra month or so for this. I'm just doing it because that's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a month into a press release and a single release that is happening on July 4th. So, I mean, we've got a whole 5 months in front of this song that we're pushing and tying knots. You know what I mean? And I would suggest that, if you're going to put out music, then get in front of it. You don't give yourself a month's time. That shit goes by really quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
put as much time as you can in front of that release and really put the effort behind it, man. Like, hit everybody up.
And not just that, like, come up with fun, interesting ways to promote it. Like, I love seeing interesting little videos that people are doing. Again, I'm gonna drop another Gilsaw. This guy, ever since he drops a new song, he's on to the next one the next day, already promoting it for the next release. And I'm like, dude, you are like killing it with your social media.
Right.
And just the way he does it is unreal. And he's, outside the box thinker. Stuff that he does just kind of makes sense on this era of music. Because you get so many people my age, maybe your age-ish, They're like, "Oh, I can't do the, the TikTok, the Facebook." Fine, if you don't, you're still gonna fall behind. So, unfortunately,
Right.
somebody has to embrace it and kind of move forward with it. So do it.
And that's why people like us are out here, man. I mean, I realize not everybody can do everything, that these musicians have families and jobs and shows to play and things to do. So I don't have shows to play. You know what I mean? I do this full time. I'm happy
Yeah,
to help with whatever I can help with. I know you're the same way. If we can help with something for someone that is trying their ass off, then we want to do that.
exactly. And it's just great to see those people that actually, push hard, want the help, and kind of trust in what we do.
It's even
Because
better seeing it work.
not only that, but like you said, like I just said, trust in what we do because there's so many out there. When I first started being a publicist, I used to get so many people that would message me and be like, "Oh, what you guys do is bullshit." It's like you just, I go, "What I do is not bullshit. The people you've worked with before were bullshit." So
Right,
that's what the problem is. So it's those people that, screwed other people over, and then it gives a black eye to the scene, gives a black eye to everything, and then people are not trusted going forward, no matter who they are.
right.
So it's like there's gonna be shitbags you're gonna deal with in the industry. I still deal with them on a daily basis.
Yeah, man. I
It's
mean,
just an aspect.
when you're apart, it happens, and it's with everything, man. You're most likely to get an accident a mile from your house before 100 miles.
Exactly. So again, I want to thank everybody who's already joined us or who will be watching this going forward. This will be on the Tag Publicity page going forward. This is pretty cool that we're doing this. I know you've shared this, I've shared this. So anytime anybody wants to kind of just get some information on what you and I do with Jointworks Entertainment, me with Tag Publicity, it's all there. And you
Right.
can reach out to us anytime you want to. And feel Ken, I was gonna say, are you able to text in the chat group right now? Little chat.
Um, I believe so.
Drop your email in there so people have that.
Mm,
You should be able to do it. It should be at the bottom. It should say chat. It's where Brenda commented. I know you're on your phone, right?
I don't see a place to set it.
Thank you,
But
Brenda. Thank you for sharing it.
you
Appreciate
can
you.
hit me up at jointworksentertainment@gmail.
Here, I'll type in mine.
Perfect.
I don't want people to kind of lose us right now as you and I are just typing in.
Um,
All right, so there's mine. What was yours again?
I got it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you can reach out to Ken. You can reach out to myself. We will definitely help out on any questions that you want to. There. Okay, so that you put that in our
That's private. Yeah.
main chat.
Yeah. So it's Jointworks Entertainment, buddy.
I will share it right here. There we go. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So I put it on the main chat, so we're all good there. Anything else you want to kind of touch on before we head out for our Sunday afternoon?
No, I mean, I appreciate you, Evan, for everything that you do, man. And as per usual, we will be talking soon.
Dude, we gave a lot of information in a half an hour. I'll
Right.
tell you that. And
Right.
hopefully it's helping people kind of moving forward with their music. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Type it in here. I know there are people watching that are like, "Oh, these guys are just bullshit." No, we're not. We
Knowledge is power. I mean, if you don't have
know
answers, then
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I might not know everything, which I don't. I'm always learning, which I love it. And it's one of those things where it's like I love working with new artists to kind of get their music out there because there's so many people that really don't know where to go and are kind of just stuck. Holy shit, we just got a whole bunch of people just jump on. So,
also,
we got some new watchers right now. So everybody watching this, Ken Glover right there, Evan J. Thomas, he's with Jointworks Entertainment. I'm with Tag Publicity. I also have, let's see, what else do I have? I have Badass Productions, Badass Radio Network. I have I'm gonna be releasing Sound Fury magazine in June. So
excited
that's
for that one.
one. And I had an interview the other day for a freaking job that will put me over like nobody would ever know. So
I can't wait to hear what that is, bro. Really,
I
really
will,
excited
I
for
will text it to you outside of here. So I won't mention anything because there's nothing official. I haven't been offered anything yet, but I will
Right.
let you know. But obviously, once it is, we'll get to it. But yeah, you can reach out to Ken. What's your social media? Obviously, we have your email right there.
Love you, Brenda.
Yeah, she's awesome.
For sure. Yeah,
Wait,
man. You guys hit us up, man. I look forward to talking to every one of you. I mean, there are no stupid questions. Please feel free to reach out.
exactly. So yeah, reach out to Ken Glover all over. And again, Evan J. Thomas with Tag Publicity. You see both of our emails right there. You can reach out to us if you have any questions. If you have, if it's not even just questions, just kind of things you want to talk about or how to forward what you're doing. We have no problem talking to you because I
Yeah,
do it
whatever it is.
on a basis. I'm also one of those guys that puts out fires for people and their personalities and how they want to jump off the ledge every other day. One day's great, the next day sucks. Next day's great, the next day sucks. So it's one of those like, you know what? There's those peaks and valleys.
Yeah, hashtag the music industry.
Exactly. It's exactly like the music industry. So again, Ken, dude, appreciate you jumping on today. And we finally got to work one through.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's a good time. I appreciate you, Evan.
What do you think? Once a month?
I mean, I'm down for whatever. If people jump in and they have a whole bunch of stuff, then we could get back in a couple of weeks. But whatever we come up with, buddy, I'm down for it.
For sure. So again, you can watch us anywhere on social media. We're on Facebook all over the place. This video is going to be up for a while. You can check it out. Reach out to us anytime.
Any topics you guys have too, let us know if there's something in particular you'd like to hear about. We'd be happy to do that for you guys.
For sure. All right, my man. Well, we were talking about 3 minutes off of here, and then we're going to go from there.
Oh yeah, buddy. Have a good afternoon.
Appreciate everybody, and rock on. Thank you.